and welcome to the LinkedIn Collective Studio, coming to you from the 71st Cannes Lion Festival of Creativity. I'm Gina Kleiner, Director of Product Marketing at LinkedIn, and I'm thrilled to be joined today by Sunil Narayani, Chief Product Officer, Media at Dentsu APAC, and Divya Gururaj, Global Chief Client Officer at Brain Labs. Tell us a little bit about what you do. Sunil?
I head up products for APAC. I largely have two key roles. We build products internally or with our partners. So my job is how do you solution them and bring it to our clients so that we can mutually add value. And the other one is driving strategic partnerships with companies such as yourselves. So we understand your platforms better. We can build capabilities on top and then essentially give better solutions to our clients in terms of marketing, customer experience, and effectiveness.
Divya?
Likewise, really excited for being here. Thank you for having me over. My job at Brain Labs is we have over 300 clients across the globe, and my job simply is to exceed their expectations and deliver exceptional services in whatever way they choose to do with us. Of these 300, 400 clients, we have about 100 B2B clients. And that's why I'm really excited to be a part of this conversation, because we work with LinkedIn in providing solutions to these clients, and I'm excited to discover what more we can do.
Amazing. In the session today, we'll share some of the most pressing challenges in measurement within B2B. And our hope is that by addressing these challenges head on, you can focus your strategy in areas which might otherwise be overlooked. Now let's dive into the questions. I'd love to start with a macro view. Can you share your perspectives on the current state of measurement in B2B? Divya, let's start with you.
Yeah, that's a really great question, and one I find really interesting because my background has been in B2C, and coming to Brain Labs, where we have, like I said, over 100 plus B2B clients, it's fascinating how their measurement differs so much from B2C. And B2C, in fact, I find it much easier because there is so much data. But with B2B, where the sales cycles are complex, they're unpredictable, they're really long, the decision makers are many. And again, it's not one fixed consumer profile that you're targeting. So I think the complexity in B2B is just so much, which makes the whole measurement problem really complex. Now, over the last few years, I've seen measurement evolve with technology and with data sort of improving, and we have a lot of solutions from partners like yourself and other partners that have kind of grown. But the challenges, just by nature of the industry, are huge. So that's where I think it makes life very interesting.
Sunil, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a billion-dollar question, the state of measurement. I guess starting from the top, I guess over the last couple of years, the macroeconomy has been quite challenged, which means our businesses are quite challenged. There's a need for everybody to deliver more with less. The same budgets need to be defended a lot more strongly. And specifically with the B2B measurement, right, as I think, we already covered, the sales cycles are longer. What you're also seeing is brands are wanting to have their data fragmentation solved for, which means that in the past years, you would speak to a stakeholder and you would have like a certain sell-off, let's say a certain product. But now from a brand's perspective, they want to join it, which means that the cycles are longer, a lot more people need to be involved. And that's the difference, right, between the B2C and the B2B. So you don't have that one consumer to work with, you have a buyer group to kind of work with. So I think from a measurement standpoint, progress has been made, but there's still massive headroom for growth. And also, I guess with the impending cookieless future, we're rewiring a lot of things, hence modern measurement metrics and frameworks need to be put in place. So a really exciting time.
It's true. We're seeing a lot of that as well, just how distinct the needs of B2B marketers are from B2C. So diving a bit deeper, we know marketers are charged to constantly demonstrate impacts of their efforts to the C-suite. And according to the latest B2B benchmark report, they're increasingly becoming more confident in doing that. So we have here 82% of marketers are saying that they can clearly demonstrate impact to the C-suite. What tools and skills do you believe are contributing to this confidence?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very interesting stat. I do feel that there's this sentiment of being more confident, and I think I can agree to that, because looking a few years in the past, I don't think the tools were as sophisticated. The use of AI was not as in the forefront. So there's a lot of technological progress that we've been made. Also, I guess brands are investing a lot more in marketing technology, automation platforms. They're trying to solve for their own data silos. There are new first-party strategies being put in place. And also, I think, like I mentioned, the role for the CMO has changed as well, right? And previously, it was more focused in terms of marketing, but now there's a massive need for the CMO to collaborate with the sales, the customer service, and the other functions as well, and bring that data together. And eventually, that's the business metric that the C-level is looking at. So they have to kind of collaborate widely. They are using better platforms, technologies, so they will feel absolutely confident. I guess the key is, are they completely aligned with the sales teams as well? Because they need to work with single metrics, a single source of truth, and or find the better ways in which success is counted together for that particular brand, or the organization. And yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the challenges, as you said, a couple of them pretty large ones, right? The B2C, a lot more impulse buy. You're easily trackable. The attribution windows could be smaller, could be solved for, but the attribution is challenging from a B2B perspective, because this one is pipeline generation, and then the other one is pipeline conversion. And what we're seeing is a lot of, I guess, like a rise of digital marketing as part of the new B2B strategies. So I can say the in-person events are back, but they need to be more nurtured. We need more value. But in and around these in-person events, there's a massive impetus in terms of spend and budgets increase on digital marketing in general. So I do see that to be a bit of a change that we see. And I guess to your final question around the skills that are required, I think everybody in an organization in general needs to have an analytics prowess, like right from the person working the top to the mid and the low. It's really required in terms of being data driven and making those decisions. The second one is you can churn out raw data, which is good. You can get the insights, but there's a massive need of storytelling to ensure that the data is not just put the way it is, but you're able to make a very compelling narrative, not just internally, but actually to the end consumer or the buyer group, right, for the final conversions to happen. And yeah, like I said, the third one is better alignment between the sales and the marketing teams. So if we get those skill sets aligned and the ways of working, I think we'd be in a much better place.
That's key. Divya, how about you?
So I found that statistic really interesting. And here at Cannes, we've been meeting so many B2B marketers, and I've been asking them that what keeps you awake at night. And interestingly, measurement is the one thing that keeps coming up. And there are two things that I'm observing with our clients. The first is that B2B marketers who are focused very lower funnel are changing to looking at what's happening full funnel. So that's one similarity that I'm seeing what's common between B2B and B2C, because B2C marketers were focused on upper funnel and B2B was lower funnel, but now they are kind of both looking at full funnel. And to measure full funnel is problematic, because for B2B, how do you look at like what happens to awareness? How is it converting to sales? It's much easier for B2C. So I think that's one question that a lot of marketers are asking us, that how do you justify the value of paid media to what it's going to result in lower funnel? So that's one problem. The other is that just a few years ago, when B2B was focused on lower funnel, the attribution was like, all the measurement was happening there. Now they're looking at KPIs at every stage of the funnel. And then you have to have measurement at every stage of the funnel and look at conversions, etc. So I think two things are important. One is the measurement and tools per se. The other is benchmarking.
Right.
Because like I was saying that, you have all of these different clients. And with every B2B client, it's so different. Their sales cycles are so different. So benchmarking therefore becomes one of the things which is very important. The other is test and learn. So at Brain Labs, what we're doing is testing and learning at scale. And how do you create benchmarks which can then help B2B marketers identify that what's the right level of conversion from each level of the funnel, what's the right ROI that should, is a good indicator of success. So that's what's, apart from what Sunil said, I think that those are some of the other challenges that we're dealing with. So yes, measurement has improved, but I don't believe we are there yet. It is still something that we are kind of like grappling with and doing a lot of work to get it right, but it's still work in progress.
The level of complexity in B2B, specifically with the attribution component, is huge.
It is.
Well, on that note, we talked about some of the tools. I'd love to hear, what's the biggest challenge that you think exists today within demonstrating marketing success in B2B?
I think, to distill the list, I think the first one is the data fragmentation challenge, which could be an agency-wide or a company-wide problem, right? So how do you have that single source of truth, bring the data together, the right flows and the processes need to be in place. So when a certain marketing function and a sales function is looking at the same customer or buyer group, they're at the same page, right? It's really important. So a lot of efforts being made. I think platforms are going to help in a lot of ways. The second challenge is, like I said, I think we got to really look at the new or modern measurement frameworks, and also even the top of the funnel strategies, because we've spoken about the cookieless future. Cookies are going to go away, which were pretty good in terms of stringing together the different various events and where the stages of measurement are. But now without cookie, you're going to look at more first-party data. You're going to look at more contextual targeting. You're going to look at CAPI and server-side tracking, because these things are extremely important, not just from an immediate event tracking perspective, but more from a longer term perspective. Because if you play up a campaign, there are three things that you want to do in a campaign: target the right audience, second is put the right content in front of the audience, and third, measure. And we've spoken enough that the B2B cycle of measurement is long. Mm-hmm. If you have the server-side tracking and CAPI, you're able to have that longer window, not reliant on the cookies, to bring back not just the measurement events, but also optimize in future towards the effectiveness of the campaign. So it's just not from planning and measurement, but also from campaign optimization. Those things are important. So cookieless future, or planning for that new ways in which digital marketing is going to work, is also a challenge. And then of course the media itself is fragmenting, right? There's a lot of call out on short form videos, social media being right in the front center, or CTV playing a bigger role, right? Now with the right set of first party data, you're able to really target that buyer group on these mass media channels with precision. That's what I think the B2B marketer is looking at. So it's challenging, but I think there's a massive opportunity as well at the back of it.
Signal replacement is so key in this age for effective measurement.
At Dentsu, we are really impressed with the partnership that we've grown in the last year or so, just in terms of solving for more building co-building products with you guys, because the power that we get from your audience insights APIs or media planning is extremely powerful on two fronts. The 900 million plus user base that you have in the firmographic data really allows us to know the audience better before we target them. And I guess the capabilities of the media planning API are equally important or more, because you are able to forecast what's going to be the reach delivery at a certain budget even before the campaign is gone out. And I guess, like I said, in future, with the right kind of data sets and tracking internally from the clients, plugging in the CRM, I think this forecasting metrics could go much deeper into the business metrics of, let's say a lead, and you could forecast what would you get, or even the lifetime value that you could generate from a particular lead. So I'm extremely excited in the way things are going and the way our partnership is going, because it really helps us to bring it more watertight, even though there's a lot of fragmentation. So like I said, big challenge, but I think big opportunity if we kind of work together and help our clients together as an ecosystem.
Huge challenges, but hopeful about the future.
Absolutely.
I love that. Divya, any closing thoughts?
Just to answer your question in terms of what you feel is the most challenging thing, I think what I find most challenging about B2B is just the quantum of data is so limited, because we have clients who may have just 3 or 4 sales closures a month. when you compare that to a B2C, where there are millions and millions of data points, where you can just, the amount of measurement and analytics you can run in that scenario is just so huge. So I feel that that's the biggest challenge. But what you can do with this in terms of the way technology and data is advanced, so I think what I'm excited about is we are just launching the LinkedIn CAPI gateway that we've built. So that's our first in the industry, and that's premiering now. So I'm looking at solutions like that, right, which allow us to sort of transcend these barriers that the B2B sector as a whole has. So it's exciting. We are getting around. But I think the other thing which I'm realizing is that unlike B2C, where there are set measurements or set measurement solutions, with B2B, we are looking at very personalized measurement solutions, because every client, every vertical in the B2B is so different. So it can't be a cookie cutter. It has to be personalized. It has to be tailored to their sort of data and to their needs. And that's what's exciting, that everything is so unique.
It's true. Well, I feel we could continue discussing this for hours, but unfortunately we've reached the end of our time together today. Thank you, Sunil and Divya, for being here today and sharing your experience. And thank you to our viewers for watching. Please be sure to download LinkedIn's 2024 B2B Marketing Report to keep pace with evolving measurement tools and tactics, leadership trends, and more. Au revoir.